Hi, everyone. I'm RivCo. I'm the president of the Riverside County Spartans. I'm here with Phill Alhir, who is a big supporter of our club. I met Phill at one of the Orange County golf tournaments, Orange County Spartan golf tournaments that they have for their scholarship a couple of years ago. And when we were there, he said he'd be happy to help us out with an event that was up and coming. A lot of you may have remember were there at the Spartans at the Oasis, the big pep rally that we had for the MSU Arizona game a couple of years ago. And he really helped us offset the cost of some of the audio visual. And lately, he was a real big donor to our Give Green Day campaign and helped us get over $6,500 in donations for our local scholarship. So I wanted to take a couple of minutes and have you all meet Phill and ask him a couple of questions. So Phill, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to help out as well.
Sure. So I understand that you're the Chief Operating Officer for Aligned Community Physicians. Sounds like a big job. So what do you do exactly?
Not really a big job, but basically I run all the operations for, it's a small HMO in the Riverside, San Bernardino area. It's just part of one of my jobs. We have a few healthcare companies in Riverside County and San Bernardino counties.
Okay. And well, did you get a degree at MSU that helped you get to that? Was that what your intention was?
Absolutely not. I was a supply chain major, and out of sheer luck, I guess, ended up working in pharmaceuticals, then medical devices and different healthcare positions, and then eventually starting my own company and partnering up with some folks and doctors out here in California.
And so what brought you out to Riverside exactly?
What actually brought me out here was COVID-19. So when COVID happened, I had a few people in healthcare industry that I had worked with in the past that asked me to come out here and help them manage and operate some healthcare companies out here.
Okay. And do you reside in Riverside or?
I don't. All my businesses are in Riverside, but I reside in Orange County, which is why we met at the Orange County golf outing.
Okay. So, and what's life at home, life like at home? So, where do you live? You got a big house? You live in Orange County?
I don't. I have a little condo. I have a home in North Carolina, which is where I came out here from, and it's myself and I have 3 kids.
Okay. And 3 in one condo.
It's a 3-bedroom. In one condo. I have 3 kids. I have a 14, 12, and 2-year-old.
Okay. Okay. And are they big Spartan fans?
The boy is. I mean, I make them wear Michigan State here. Unfortunately, I think my daughter likes the teams that I can't stand. So,
oh no, we won't mention them.
but I do make them all wear Michigan State apparel. So
good, at least there's that. That's awesome. So how often do you go back to North Carolina?
Lately it's probably been once every 4 or 5 months. So, but my family's here with me in Orange County, and we're just trying to make it home eventually.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate all of your support in Riverside County. So that's amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about MSU and where your attachment is to MSU. So where are you from, Michigan originally, and what made you decide to go to MSU?
Born and raised in Michigan. I guess I'm a legacy there. My father got his PhD from Michigan State. Both my brothers went to Michigan State. So it really wasn't much of an option for me. It was a way of life.
You were brainwashed at a young age.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Where did you live on campus? What was your dorm?
So I actually stayed at home my first year, and then because my parents lived right there, and then I actually lived in Spartan Village after that.
Oh, goodness.
It's now torn down, and I guess they're putting some beautiful apartments up there. So
What is your best memory of East Lansing?
Best memory of East Lansing, I mean, it would have to be the championship in 2000.
The basketball championship?
Yes,
Were
yes.
you there in East Lansing when
I
state
sure
won?
was. I sure
Where were
was.
you at?
Um, I was probably at Rick's or something. I mean,
Okay.
I remember watching the game and then the chaos afterwards.
It was amazing.
But being there for the game and in that environment, especially with the year before that we had lost in the Final Four, it was fun. It was a
Yeah.
great experience.
So I can appreciate that. I was living in Chicago at the time, and the idea was, do I want to drive down to Indy or do I want to go to East Lansing? And I was like, I want to experience what it's like on campus during the national championship. And I was at the Peanut Barrel with my brother and some friends, and you can attest to this. It was just wild. When it was over with, you just heard this huge roar, and it
Yeah.
was just thousands and thousands of people on the streets. It was just incredible.
It was, and I believe the year before in '99, I was in Chicago because I was doing a co-op out there, and I was actually at the gin mill watching the game.
Oh,
If
that's a
you
great
remember the
place.
gin mill in Chicago.
Yeah, so heads up to the Chicago Spartans there. They've got a great bar there with the gin mill. It's super fun, super fun.
And it's been there for years. So
Okay, so tell me a little, what's maybe your most memorable class, or maybe the hardest class, maybe easy class?
you know, it's 25 years ago. I tried to block the classes out, but you know, I would say organic chemistry was my toughest class.
Yeah,
And it didn't help that I was a freshman at the time, but
yikes.
organic chemistry was definitely a tough class. But you know, once I got into my major classes, those kind of got a little easier.
There you go. There you go. I didn't take organic chemistry. I was in hospitality the whole time, so I was lucky. I bypassed the hard stuff. Not that it wasn't what hospitality was easy, but definitely not organic chemistry. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna do some quick this or that. So football or basketball?
Football,
Okay, when you're on campus, spring or fall?
spring,
And the Red Cedar, would you rather be feeding the ducks or kayaking?
kayaking,
Place to study, the library stacks or the Union Building?
oh, library.
Uh, Land Shark or the Riv?
I will say the Riv because the owner of that became a friend of mine.
Okay, I love the Riv. Dairy store or quality dairy?
Dairy stores because I'd been going there since I was about 5 years old.
Okay, and then dorm dinners, Wisconsin cheesy chicken or baked enchiladas?
Baked enchiladas.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up with a thought. So, are you going back out to MSU anytime soon?
I go out every homecoming, so I'll be back for the next homecoming game.
Awesome. I'm going to be there too. And in fact, if you'd like, you can be a part of our parade. So we've got a space in the parade, and we can walk it together. So let's talk before then, and we'll,
Absolutely.
we'll meet up. Uh, on your trip back, when you go back for homecoming, what do you like to do the most?
Honestly, it's reconnecting with the people that I went to Michigan State with, as well as I am still connected to some of my professors that were still there and advisors, and I always
Okay.
connect with them when I get back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have you ever gone and like spoken to students or a class?
I have not in years, but I have gone back and spoken to some classes.
That's awesome. That's a great way to connect with MSU.
Yeah.
So, well, again, everyone, this is Phill Alhir. Thank you so much for all of your support for the Riverside County Spartans. We really appreciate your generosity and being engaged with the club. It's great to spend some time with you. And again, thanks for all your support of the Riverside County Spartans. Go Green.
Go White.